Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. It's the day before Halloween. And as many of you who are watching this on the YouTube version, of course, you can see that on the Larson side of things, I simply have his Zoom screen. I, of course, as always, am simply John Cena. Why, at this point in my career, in my life, am I going to go through any extra effort?
I went through a little extra effort, I'll be honest with you.
I'm very happy about that. Now, would you like, because I don't know what this costume is. You have not shown me.
No idea. I didn't tease anything. I didn't tell you anything, much less show you.
We don't talk. Like, we get to the basketball court, we talk about anything but work. Like, it's like we're not even, business partners.
Yeah.
So essentially strangers 3 days a week.
Effectively, yeah.
And so, would you like a drum roll or something? I thought you were going to forget
that's
about
cheesy.
costume. Is it? I mean, it's tradition, Here,
yeah,
I'll give
no,
you
there's no necessity for a drum roll.
I'm going to give you a drum roll.
Oh, I got to do this, don't I? All right, hold on. See if I can get this done in time. All right, here I go.
Done in time? Hey, you're Sean Spears.
There you go.
That's
My hair
good.
wasn't long enough quite for the mohawk, but I tried.
You attempted a little baby mohawk up there.
I tried.
Hey, that's great,
enough.
Man.
But the most important part, I got the blazer with no sleeves.
You got the sleeve. Man, okay, complete process. The blazer. Is this something you already had?
I had this blazer, I just cut the sleeves off.
Okay, so it was a blazer that you were fine, doing that for this one gag.
One I've had for a while, and the pants don't fit me anymore, the matching pants.
That's great. I hope people appreciate. Let me see. I'm sure if I just Google image, how is the sleeveless blazer not on the first batch of Google images? This is like his whole thing.
This is his whole thing. I got to hold my hands like this, like I'm cold.
Here we go. Yeah. I hopefully this WebP image will show up on the thing here. Let me get this up. There we go. This should be the right thing. There we go. There. It doesn't show him doing the cold thing, but you guys get the point. Hey, that's great. What a niche costume idea that was.
I had a really obscure one as my backup in case I didn't have time to cut the sleeves off, but I won't reveal that either because I might have to do that next year.
You might do that next year. All right, cool.
Really
right
obscure.
On. I am so sad that when you put in even Sean Spears NXT, it doesn't show him looking like he's cold. Because he would always do that.
Yeah, he always does that. He always does a thing where he has his arms crossed, but holding his elbows like he's cold.
Yeah, what the heck? Anyways, we got a packed episode today. Of course, we're going to talk about this week's AEW Dynamite.
Correct.
In advance of whatever they got coming up.
Full gear,
I guess. Yeah, full gear. And then we've got a lot of what you guys want us to talk about. And I'm sure, I have not checked the notes since I think you've worked on them.
I haven't really done much. I just rearranged one thing to put at the very top because I'm excited about this first news story from the Friendos because I missed this in its entirety until I saw this, and when I read it, I was happy.
For a week where there hasn't been a lot of actual stuff going on, there's been a lot of little things and little revelations. So, for example, in the What Do You Want to Talk About, before we get to the A story, we've got Bobby Fish talking about him kicking out of the GTS. Full quotes from him. So this is going to be fun. Devon talking about running into JR back in the day in an unfortunate situation. We got some potential good news on the status of Mike Rotunda. And then some Drew McIntyre gimmick stuff that we're going to talk about. But first, Larson, I know you're itchy to talk about this. I'll be honest. I'm itchy to defend this. So why don't you tell us what our A story is for the day?
Steve, Bubba Ray and I usually don't necessarily see eye to eye in terms of wrestling ideas, but I think he's onto something here.
Whoa, you're going to defend Bubba Ray Dudley.
I don't think this is a terrible idea. So he was on Busted Open and pitched an idea to get LA Knight even more over. This is what he says. He says, you know what LA Knight needs? A blood feud. These transcripts have different Wrestle Talk. Take his voice away. Put the steel chair on his neck and take another steel chair and smack it into the legs of that chair and drive the lip of the chair into his larynx, crush his larynx so he can't talk anymore until the time is right for somebody to make fun of him and go, you can't even talk. You can't even talk. All you've got is the people talking for you. Here, watch. And then the people go, LA Knight, now nowhere. LA goes, yeah, and he talks for the first time again. The people would fucking blow. LA Knight starts blowing a comeback. And you've got a guy, because we feel sympathetic for him, because he overcame adversity and got his voice back. I actually think this is a pretty good idea.
I mean, okay, so the whole idea of pro wrestling is you rob the crowd of what they want. And then in a big moment, you give them what they've been dying to
Isn't
hear
that what
or
Cody
see.
said? A heel is somebody who deprives the crowd of what they want.
Yes, that's exactly correct. And Cody just went about it a really weird way. He was thinking about it. What did you say they do? Clever by half or something like that?
Too clever by half.
There you go. And so yeah. No, I know. It's kind of a nothing idea, but it's something you could do for a month. In
the right story, in the right situation.
You blow this off at WrestleMania. He says, "Yeah, at WrestleMania."
Yeah, or the go home show.
SummerSlam to Mania, he doesn't talk.
Not a
or
single
War
word.
Games. Hey, it happens. It happens at War Games.
In War Games, yeah.
And then he's able to say, "Yeah, at WrestleMania."
I actually don't think this is a terrible idea.
I'm glad that we're in agreement on this one, because I was prepared to school you on some good booking here from Bubba Ray. Maybe he should be considered for.
I think
a
this
role.
is good old school wrestling booking here. I find nothing wrong with this.
What he's not adding here, though, obviously, is that he actually did pitch this, but he would be the one taking LA Knight's voice away.
Probably, yeah.
Right.
He's
And
like, why should I just be the Brock Lesnar of TNA when I can become the Brock Lesnar of WWE?
For a while, it looked like they needed a new Brock Lesnar. I bet Bully Ray was probably super sad when Brock Lesnar did come back, because he was like, damn it, I could have been the new Brock Lesnar of WWE main roster.
Yep.
It looked like he wanted an angle for Brock Lesnar of NXT even that one time he showed up.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So yeah. What do you guys think of that story idea from Bully Ray? I say push this man as Booker.
Well, I don't know if I go that far. He's had one good idea, this one.
Well, you know what? Maybe it all starts with one good idea, Larson.
Maybe. How much ice do you think Triple H would chew after Bully pitched this?
I mean, honestly, would he chew it all, or would he immediately say, great idea?
He would leap out of his seat.
Let's do it.
And say, I believe is what Jeff Lynne said at the end of Boogie Nights. It's fucking brilliant.
It's fucking brilliant. Yeah. Jeff Lynne, easy to please. Giant fake dick. And Jeff Lynne's like, let's go. Anyways, this one really interested me, because for years now, I've wanted to know the lore of Bobby Fish kicking out of a GTS. Now, apparently Bobby Fish now has his own podcast, and I'm kind of curious. You can click on the link here, and at the bottom, there's the actual video of him of what I think is his YouTube channel.
Here.
Dude, wrestlers they're stepping up when it comes to their YouTube game. Now David Otunga has he had a YouTube channel, but he's sort of Maven. It's the Maven effect.
Yeah.
There used to be the Raven effect. Now it's the Maven effect.
Well, it's Maven, it's Stevie Richards.
Yeah, but
more so Maven, I believe. Yeah, you're right.
The way Maven has approached his YouTube channel with the thumbnails that are just on point. And look, Stevie Richards does great. He's taken the James Romero thing where he's having a dude kind of interview him. But Maven, and I don't know who is behind his production, but it's just him talking to the camera and with good setups, good thumbnails, and of course he's got a great story. And he continually finds new ways to do this. Now, in the case of Bobby Fish, it looks like his YouTube channel is new, 11 days old, with some really good sort of, I'm not going to say, I'll use this in a complimentary fashion, Beatty type clip. The first one is what happens when an indie wrestler gets injured. And it says injuries with no health insurance. That's actually something I'm kind of curious about. Mm-hmm. I'm really kind of curious about that.
First, this one that we're talking about, it's got a good thumbnail. And the title is really good.
Why I Hate Kyle O'Reilly?
Oh, no, Why I Kicked Out of the GTS.
Okay, so that's the one that we're going to be talking about today. And
There's one that says Why I Hate Kyle O'Reilly?
I think it's that one's that's bait, because like I read some of it on that one, and it's just how he liked, like he's his best friend. I maybe there's something about the origin where he's like, oh, I hate this guy, but it's like I hate him because he's so good. I don't know. I'm not going to claim to have seen it, but I did read some of it, and it's just sort of talking about how much he loves Kyle O'Reilly.
Super clickbaity. But this is something that they know the incident if they're at all aware of AEW.
So I read this whole thing, and I'll paraphrase for him, and then I'll use some actual quotes. So he talks about getting involved in the actual match. He goes to CM Punk's locker room, which was separate from everybody else. He says, I went there to put any thoughts together for our match that evening. These transcripts, by the way, are from 411mania.com. He says, we talked about a few things, came together pretty easily. We had an idea of what we're going to go out there and do, and it was time to go out there and do it. He says, we exchanged what I assume were well wishes to one another. I don't know how one can get that wrong. But anyways, he says, dare I say our chemistry wasn't bad. Here comes the match ending. He says, when the match ended, I was putting Phil over. I was sent to do that evening and planned on doing it. Now, he goes into what is an Iggy. He says, in the moment of the pin, he squeezed my arm or my leg, or let's be honest, it's all this time ago. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's what we call in the industry the office or the Iggy. Now, you and I have heard of the term the Iggy. I think Cal introduced us to that. It's just a little pinch, the communication pinch. And I think when Cal talked to us about it, it was sort of like, you're at the end of the match, the Iggy is good job. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've never heard of it referred to as the office, but then I'm not a wrestler, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, I've never heard that either.
He says, you generally do it to get someone's attention. There's different kinds of Iggies, but the Iggy that I got in that moment was as if he was trying to get my attention. I don't know what it is or why it is, but in that split second, I had an opportunity for, a lack of a better term, shit or get off the pot. So I was like, okay, why is he trying to get my attention? And I let it pass. I do something to change the outcome of what's happening and acquiesce to like, okay, what are you trying to get out of me? There was not a lot of time to think about this. So I was like, do or don't, and I did. And what I did was kick out. Knowing like, okay, if this wasn't what the intention was, pick me up and hit your move again or whatever you want to do. I don't know. It was an instance where I did not have a lot of time to think, so I kicked out. I kicked out. I know after the fact, a lot of people have said that like I was going into business for myself, et cetera, et cetera. I can confirm for you that certainly has nothing to do with what my mindset was at the time, but it was what it was. He goes into after the match, and I'll paraphrase here. He goes back there, and you usually communicate with your opponent, but he noticed CM Punk was communicating with Tony Khan. And he said he felt it was obvious that he was talking about him and what had happened. He said, so I approached them, and they split and walked away from each other and me. He says, after that, I had to go back to the locker room. Not the boys' locker room, because I didn't change in the boys' locker room. So I went back to his locker room, CM Punk's, to get my gear bag, my things. I encountered him in there. And yet another opportunity for him to discuss with me whatever he may or may not have had an issue with. I gave him that opportunity. I mentioned, I don't remember what I said, but I gave him the opportunity to air whatever grievance he might have. This is Punk's reaction. He continued to say over and over like, no, it's fine, it's fine. Meanwhile, the way that he was saying what he was saying, it was obvious that things were not fine.
May I, Steve?
Yes.
It's fine. It's fine. Like that kind of fine.
Dude, look, you go ahead and take the ball. Take the ball. That's when this happens.
It's fine. It's fine.
Right.
That's the tone. Yeah.
I know. We can totally stop here, but let me just go on really quick, and then we can talk about body language and communication.
Tone of voice. Tone.
He says, to me, it's super passive aggressive and not the way, here we go, and not the way men, it's not the way masculine people handle business. And in that moment, I still started to feel like, okay, I'm a pro wrestler way down on the list. I'm a father before I'm a pro wrestler. I'm somebody's husband before I'm a pro wrestler. I'm somebody's son before I'm a pro wrestler. So if you got a grievance with me, or if there's an issue with something I did or didn't do, let's talk about it. I'm not even saying things like, oh, hey, we have to fight. I'm just saying if it comes down to that, because that's the only way you can feel as if you've been heard, then that's fine, because that's what men do. But men also discuss and talk about what the grievance is. That did not happen. So for me, I lost some respect for him at that point, because if you're going to have a problem, the quickest way to get a resolution to your problem is go to the source, not to the booker, not anybody else. Go to the source. And the source came back to your locker room, and he could have handled it there, but you didn't. Now, I don't know all this talk about men handling business, but I do know this. If somebody is just willing, if somebody is like upset, annoyed, take issue with something, if they realize there's nothing to be gained from continuing in that conversation, then they will do exactly what CM Punk did here and just say, dude, it's fine. It's fine. He didn't. According to Bobby Fish, CM Punk did not say, hey, man, fuck you. That's my finish. That's precious. You never do that. I'm a big star. You're way down on the totem pole. He said, no, dude, it's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. That means there's nothing more to be done. I don't need an apology. I don't need anything. This isn't an issue because nothing's going to happen going forward.
Or it could be a situation where at the moment you're processing your own feelings about things that don't feel like you're ready to actually have the conversation. And now, yeah, maybe it's a situation where if that's the case, you say, not now. We'll talk about it later. But I understand sometimes people are like, it's fine, just to push. And is that passive aggressive? I guess that's open for debate. But if the idea is, I'm not ready to talk about it now, I don't want to start this whole thing because if I open the door, we have to get into it when I'm not ready to get into it. So push.
That could be
That's
as
the
well.
Other thing.
Yeah. You know, if it's obvious that there's some frustration, then it's clear that you did something that you probably shouldn't have, and that's rubbing him the wrong way. As I'm going to use this phrase, Larson, as a man, sometimes you just got to eat that.
Yeah.
You got to eat that, and you're not going to get the validation that you want or be able to absolve yourself by apologizing. And it sounds like you're feeling entitled to that to that apology being accepted. Sometimes you just got to deal with not getting that. Sometimes, as a man, you got to admit that you fucked up and be okay with that and not transfer your guilt over to another person and say, I lost respect for that person.
Yeah, because it's a situation where obviously whatever, assuming, The Office happened, it obviously, Bobby Fish, if it did happen, interpreted it the wrong way. Now, did you go in the locker and be like, hey, man, I thought you did this. If that's not the case, my bad. Or is the situation as he walks in and is like, hey, I thought this happened. What was the intention of that? Like, there's two different ways to go about it. If you, I mean, I don't know. I don't care how much time. This is me talking. I'm not a wrestler. Regardless of what Punk does during the pin, you don't kick out of the GTS if you're Bobby Fish.
Yeah, I know. We're not wrestlers.
I don't care. Like, what is so urgent to get your attention that requires you kicking out of his finisher? It's probably like, hey, good match, buddy. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, come on. Because number one, that's what we heard it was in the first place from an actual wrestler is like, hey, we did it. We're good. No fuck ups.
Here's another thing. If there's something that Punk was so desperate, or there was a measure of urgency where Punk had to tell him something, he's laying on top of him. He could just say it.
He could, you just go kick out.
Yeah.
Or the ref. The kicking out of the GTS is one of those things that, again, we're not wrestlers, you think would be discussed in the production meeting beforehand.
Yes.
You're going over things. All right.
You're like, all right, Punk up after GTS. That's the conversation, not
right.
Punk up after third GTS or second GTS. It's Punk up GTS.
Listen, Bobby, we got big plans for you. You're going to be, sometimes regardless of how he approached him in the locker room, it could have been with flowers. Bro, I'm sorry, I misread that. Or, hey, dude, what was that? What was the office that you gave me?
Yeah.
I misread it. My bad. Regardless of how he did it, if a guy is just in his feelings, like you say, like still processing things, frustrated, or just realizes it is what it is and I'm moving on, but I don't want to make a stink about it because then it's going to get out and I'm going to look like an asshole. The dirt sheets are going to say CM Punk is on a rampage backstage because people are already talking about me. So, like, yeah, the fact that you would say, oh, I lost respect for him, maybe, you know what? The guy just didn't want to talk to me, and I get it because I fucked up. That's what men do. I know that, Larson, because I surround myself with real men. Like
yes.
you.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, is it cold all of a sudden?
A little bit. There's more here. The stuff about wrestling a snug match against FTR.
Oh, and then apparently FTR got into a thing with them, and Punk had to go tell him how to not be snug or something. I'm gonna stop my fan from moving around.
It's ridiculous. This is. There's a lot going on here. I don't know if we need to get into all of it.
Nah. That was the big thing. It's like, how you mess up and then you lose respect for a guy for not berating you afterwards?
Yeah, no. Not demanding an apology?
Like, come on, man. And again, I'm willing to it. This is his side of things. And I'm not there in the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm just taking what it, but we've been in this situation before, it's like, sometimes you just got to, as you say, take a moment or just like understand that there's really nothing to be gained out of talking about this. So why bother? I'm not going to sit here and tell the guy, oh, you're low on the totem pole. Nobody kicks out of my finish. Like, we should kind of all know that Bobby Fish has been wrestling for like a million years.
Yeah, exactly. Since the 1800s. Yes, we know that.
Yeah. Yeah, sir.
Anyways, let's move on to this other story here from the Friendos involving Enzo Amore. Real one.
Real one.
So he was on No Contest Wrestling podcast. That's O'Shea Jackson Jr. show, yeah?
That is correct.
And he said, he talked about AEW, reaching out to him. This is what I had to say. These transcripts come to you from cage side seats. He says, AEW was something I considered. I reached out, and they had no interest. And I'm at the point where if it's fuck me, it's fuck you. What do I care? What are you going to cancel me? I have nothing to lose, bro. I've already lost everything. I've been dragged through the mud.
I really feel like an opportunity was lost there. I'm going to go ahead and redo those quotes the proper way. AEW was something I considered. I reached out. They had no interest. And I'm at a point where it's like, fuck me, it's fuck you.
Well, I can't do the Jacob Fatu thing with Enzo now?
No, that's just the Jacob Fatu thing. Enzo's funnier when he's actually in the Enzo voice. What you gonna do, cancel me? Cup of haters? If I had a dime for every time AEW said no, I'd have exactly one dime.
I'd have one dime.
I can appreciate that, man. I gotta feel that way sometimes. Somebody says no to me. I'm like, again, I don't think this is what a real man's supposed to do, but it's like, oh, you reject me, it's fuck me, fuck you then,
Yeah.
My mom said that about somebody who dissed her once. And she said it was funny because it was like kind of a Shatner Star Trek 4 quote. She said, so they said fuck me, I say fuck you double.
Oh yeah, that's from something.
I swear to God, my mom said that.
No, I think that's from something though.
Well, I know Shatner in Star Trek said double dumbass on you.
I feel like the fuck you double is from something else.
Oh, that might be something then. Maybe my mom ripped it off from somewhere. I don't know.
It just sounds really familiar, like I've heard it before.
It may be.
Maybe I've heard that story before. Maybe that's what it is.
That could be. I don't know. I'm sure. Let's see here. Fuck you double.
You don't know what you're going to get if you do a Google search for that, Steve.
That's okay. Let's see here. Oh, man. I am an AI assistant designed to be helpful and harmless. I cannot respond to profanity. Man, fuck you double then. Nothing comes up. Nothing comes up.
All right.
But it's probably in maybe somebody in the chat can let us know. Or in the comments, rather, I should say. This one's dicey. But Devon, this is from Andre Holly. That last one was from your channel 4835. Andre Holly says, Devon confirming Jim Ross as the guy who directed racist comments at him. So I think it was like last week, I want to say, Maven, Bubba Ray, and Devon had I don't know if it was Maven's channel or what, but had a conversation where Devon mentioned, being basically told that because he was black, he wasn't going to get pushed in a specific way, something like that. And this is back in like when they were in WWF.
Yeah, like 99 or 2000 or something.
Yeah. And it was a very strong insinuation because they were joking about like a 10-gallon hat, that it was Jim Ross.
I think there was a Oklahoma Sooner reference as well, somewhere in there maybe.
Right. So this was on the Duke Loves Wrestling podcast. It says Devon Dudley, and these transcripts come to you from WrestleZone. So the WWE Hall of Famer praised Vince McMahon, Michael Hayes, and John Laurinaitis for supporting him during those years before naming former head of talent relations Jim Ross as the offender. He said this: "Did I come out and say 10-gallon hat? Yes. Did Maven let the cat out of the bag? Yes. Was it JR? Yes. I did have a problem with JR back then, and I didn't know why. I'm not angry at the man today. I know he's dealing with health issues, and to show you where I am in my life now, I pray that God heals his body. But was I disappointed when he said what he said to me back then? Yes, I was." He continued by saying that several people, including Bubba Ray and Paul Heyman, witnessed Jim Ross's remarks towards him, adding that he is, quote, not pulling the race card by addressing the incident. He said this: "He can deny it all he wants, but Bubba was there and he remembers the incident. Paul Heyman was there, Spike Dudley was there, Tommy Dreamer was there. All these people witnessed it, and none of them are black. I say that because people love to claim, oh, if they were black, they'd stick together and pull the race card. No one's pulling anything here, and I'm not saying this now because I'm retired or no longer with the company. The question kept coming up, and I got tired of hearing it. Who was it? If I didn't want to say it back then, I had every right not to. You just wanted to know. I didn't owe anyone that answer. So why now? Because I wanted to. This was my way of letting it go. Whatever people choose to do with it on social media, that's on them. I don't wish the man any harm or illness. I was very hurt, very bothered what he said on 2 separate occasions." He continues on a little bit more, but we get the gist here. I literally can't imagine what it's like to be a black wrestler back then. Obviously, people point this out, and I know they will in the comments as well. You know, the last time there was a black wrestler in a singles pay-per-view match in WWE, I think is still going on a very long time.
Yeah, it was like Bobby Lashley in 2023 or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And we'd like to think that with the, arrival at some point soon of, NXT's big 3 as we see it, Trick, Javon, and Oba, that will change, and they'll be a significant part of WWE's future. But when you go back to the 80s, to the territory days, there was like kind of an unspoken rule. Because, I went back and I watched on the Twitch streams a couple of years ago, a lot of territory wrestling. And they all had one thing in common that was so blatant. They each had one black wrestler featured. That's what they had. And it seems like that was like a rule of sorts, because it was like they'd have jobbers, but there was always one black wrestler featured in each territory amongst a roster of between 20 and 30 or 40 or whatever other wrestlers.
Yeah.
And so in 1999 or 2000 or whatever, for Devon in the most popular act at the time, or the most popular tag team for sure, but in the top 5 of most popular acts, to be told this by Jim Ross is incredibly disappointing.
Yeah.
And it's also very not surprising given, if you go back and you look, there's like a WCW lawsuit that names a bunch of people that were alleged to have been that way, that I think like Terry Taylor was one of them. I want to be very careful about, I'm almost positive Terry Taylor was one of them. I'll double check that right now.
Okay.
But it's people that were, let's see here. Yeah. It's a lawsuit filed by several African-American wrestlers and employees. It says, this is the problem with AI, including Marcus Buff Bagwell. Allegations against Terry Taylor. Yeah. So it's sadly not surprising.
Yeah.
We've heard story after story about people back then that were just blatantly racist, that continued to have jobs on and on. And that's not even counting, the things that Vince McMahon did on camera or allowed to happen on camera.
Yeah.
It's incredibly, incredibly disheartening.
It is. It really is.
And disappointing. And for Devon to at all have to defend his lack of desire to name names, or now his, willingness to name names. Everything should be on his terms because he's earned that and he deserves that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's it's disappointing. You can only hope that in the time since JR has changed and learned and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Before we continue, is there any other ones here? Oh,
yeah, we got a lot of them still.
Oh my gosh. Before we continue, though, point this out. We have a sponsor for the show today, and it is, of course, Steven Larson. That's right. This episode is brought to you by us, Steven Larson. You can get on the patreon.com/Steven Larson, support us there. You can click join at this YouTube channel right here and support us there. We bring you all sorts of entertainment. We got another channel, Friendo Club, wrestling over on right here on the YouTube.
Yeah.
The November Predictions Challenge is coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, I got to get the form up. I saw Cody sent it over. So
He did. Cody sent that one over. So that's starting on Saturday. We're going to be doing our live watch along and review afterwards. I have a shop, mfshophere.com. It's got my old comic books and some artwork there, so you could buy my shit. You could buy our merch over at friendoshop.com. So, yeah, we got a lot of great things going on. Steven Larson, oh, boy, aren't they great?
I did find the source of the movie quote, "You say fuck you, I say fuck you double." It's from Old School.
Oh, okay. All right.
Again, is according to Google AI, so...
Yeah, no, that's, it is. But my mom, boy, she was pissed at some point and said, fuck you double.
And it's one of those things where maybe it's a phrase that's existed for a while.
I mean, it's entirely possible my mom is a closet Will Ferrell fan.
Could be.
Did it say who said it in the movie?
I just closed the tab.
My guess would be Vince Vaughn. That movie's hilarious, by the way.
That is a funny movie. That is a funny movie. Next one here. Oh, never mind. The Spectrum has one here about Mike Rotunda. So there was, I think it was Barry Windham, mentioned at some point that Mike Rotunda, formerly IRS, Michael Wall Street, other characters, was in hospice.
Yeah.
And then his daughter, Mika, clarified the situation, saying that he is not in hospice, but that he's at a rehabilitation center after suffering a heart attack September 20th. He was in a coma for a week and spent over a month in the hospital. So now he's in a rehabilitation center. Hopefully he's on the road to a full recovery.
Yeah, that is, oftentimes, and correct, rightfully so, people think of hospice because, I mean, it's a place where you transition into passing, in a peaceful, hopefully painless way. There are instances where you can get out of hospice, like for when my dad was in a pretty bad state and needed care. It was just, obviously the healthcare system here is a goddamn mess.
Oh, it's a disaster, man.
But in order to get the kind of care he needed from an administrative standpoint, it was better to put him in hospice, and then he would graduate from hospice, which is not a euphemism for dying. It is just you're actually getting out of hospice.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, most cases of the point of hospice is to go and pass.
Yeah.
And so when you hear that, it's like, oh, I hope he gets better. Well, there's a good chance that that's just not in the cards. And so Barry Windham, or whoever getting his, that's a pretty big. It's a
bit of a serious mix up in terms
of
what people would understand. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, if he's in a rehabilitation center, and that sounds like progress.
Yeah.
Is being made, which is excellent. So, hopefully that continues on.
Yes, hopefully, indeed. Let's talk about this one from the Scots, saying John Laurinaitis is pitching a model gimmick to Drew McIntyre where he'd be the runway man and walk out on a model runway. So I have the quote here. This is from
Fightful, I think.
Yeah, Fightful's got the quote, and it's the interview that Drew did, again, with No Contest Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I think there's one that's called The Runway Man. I remember he pitched to me, John Laurinaitis, who was head of talent relations at the time, and telling me, you know what, Florida Championship Wrestling, which was there prior to NXT, we know today, the original developmental, and he built it up. I was listening to him describe the character and thought, oh no, oh no, oh no. Then he went, the name, The Runway Man, you're going to have your own model runway, and you're going to walk down like a model. And you're like, oh my goodness. I was picturing in my head basically all my dreams were going to hell. The life's work of a Scotsman, it was all going down the toilet. Next morning after Johnny was to go to Vince himself and pitch the idea, and I kind of sat silent, and Johnny pitched to Vince, and I think Vince saw my face the whole time. He just said, what do you think? And I said, whatever you need me to do, I'll make it work. But I had my head down the whole time, and I think he read me like he doesn't want to do this. Thankfully, they let me play closer to myself. But I learned years later that I was nowhere close to myself because it took me until I returned to WWE after getting fired, which we'll probably talk about, before I finally found myself as a wrestler and as a human.
So you beat Drew McIntyre.
Okay. So this is before he was the chosen one. This is when he originally debuted on main roster.
Yeah. They're pitching him Tyler Breeze, but Johnny Ace is talking to me, pitching me a Runway Man. All right. So I'll just do a little bit of Johnny Ace and I'll do Vince. All right. You beat Drew this entire time.
All right.
All right. So I got this great idea, Vince. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Look at Drew. He's such a handsome man. He's gonna be the Runway Man. He's a model, and he's gonna be walking down the runway, and then we can give him the Ace Crusher for his finish. And I'm looking at and then I'm Vince. What do you think, pal?
I can't do Drew's accent, but I'll say my line.
Now you do your Jacob Patu thing.
Oh yeah. Whatever you need me to do, I'll make it work.
You're the chosen one.
Chosen one, you say?
Johnny Ace, that idea was terrible. Give it to Tyler Breeze.
Give it to Mike Dalton.
Give it to Mike Dalton. Yeah. I wonder how many people do you think Johnny Ace pitched that to?
That's probably something he had, like in his portfolio of ideas, right towards the top.
Yeah.
Anytime he was like, "Hey, we need a character of this person."
At a certain point,
Runway Man.
At a certain point, Tyler Breeze, Mike Dalton. Remember, like he wasn't getting anywhere, and he was like, "Fuck, man, I got nothing." And Johnny Ace like, "Hey, how about this? How about your run?" He's like, "Yes,
I got
I'll
something."
Take it.
He's like, "I got something."
He's like, I'll take it. Wait, what is it? Runway Man. I'm Runway Man.
You are the Runway Man.
You are the Runway Man. Oh man. All right, we're gonna end the "What do you want to talk about" segment, which has gone 40 minutes now. On this one, from hello, it's Alex. Says, how much of a letdown the shoes video was, only to lead to a WrestleMania 42 promo hype video. Boy, oh boy, when there's nothing to talk about in wrestling, people like to get up and Twitter is ablaze with people, or it was for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
People upset that the shoes were not somebody's shoes. Well, they were somebody's shoes, but it was people I already know. Wasn't some return debut.
Let me ask you this. I didn't bother watching it because I kind of figured I could put together what it was based on how you described it. Were they even the shots of the shoes in the video itself?
Nope. Those were all like, let me put it this way.
Do we even see the principals walk up to the poker table?
No, the principal's already sitting there.
In terms of what you set up.
Oh, Larson's.
You're setting up people walking. Have people walking in this damn video package.
You have people arriving.
Yes, have them arrive to the table. You have the dealer putting the cards in the shuffling machine. Do the thing, the poker dealers don't really do this, where they, like spread the cards all out. Do the thing where you flip one card and they all flip over.
I mean, look, maybe it's too clever by half. But I think the idea is day one, you get a shot of somebody arriving. Day two, somebody else arriving. Day three, somebody else arriving. And then you see what they're doing. Was this a situation where they kind of like, well, usually this might be a vignette where we're debuting somebody? Sure, I get it. I understand why people are frustrated, but like, it's such a silly little. Okay, so it's just so it wasn't anybody.
Yeah,
It's
but that was
just
reported before, like once the things, started showing up that it wasn't going to be anybody.
Yeah, but people just like to be
I guess my beef is more from a production standpoint. You're trying to tell a story with these things.
But I think I think that might be, to your point, I think that might be a social media philosophy. It's like, let's give them like the first shot today, the second shot tomorrow, and it builds to what is this? And then you see you do actually see Triple H is walking into it.
Oh, all right. So there is somebody walking.
There is somebody arriving.
That first one they show, you can obviously tell based on the walk that is Triple H. But when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's Triple H.
They really should have, when Cody shows up, they should have like done the SpongeBob walk. Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's funny. Like, people are like, oh, they shouldn't, given the fan base these days, they shouldn't do this kind of, are you kidding me? Given like the few people that are actually up in arms, like, why? There's so many other things to be up in arms about.
There's a lot of things to get upset about.
It's really well filmed, though. It's really well filmed. Bro, all these dudes look like they could legitimately be in movie. Well, they all pretty much all are. I don't know. Has Brock been in a movie?
I don't recall.
He wasn't in one of the Expendables, was he? I know Couture was. Randy Couture was.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't recall.
think he was.
I mean,
been. Talk about the dude who could be in the movies. Not that I want to see those movies, but
no, not that I want to see him either. But
he translates. Like, he's an imposing presence.
He is very much an imposing presence. Let's talk about Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Apart from a couple, like last week, a couple little things, I thought there was a lot to like in Dynamite. I thought the wrestling was good.
It was very WWE-ish. The Summit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the Summit was great. I love that.
The Summit was fucking awesome, dude.
That was fantastic.
The Summit and the Shivani reveal popped me so big. They did you know what, man? AEW gets rightfully criticized for production sometimes, but the Shivani swap out was fucking great.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. And like when Shivani first shows up during the course of the evening, he's doing an interview backstage, I think, and he's got the Phantom of the Opera mask, and of course it's Halloween.
Yeah.
But you're like, all right, that's silly. That's kind of silly. Interviewer is wearing a Phantom of the Opera mask, but then they pay it off at the end to help disguise Hangman even more.
Danielson was dressed up as Hechicero.
Yeah. That was great.
That was awesome.
That was great.
Yeah.
Like the main event was tons of fun. There was a couple little small timing things, like when Joe had to hold up, was it Hook for the Muscle Buster for a long time.
Hook was all over the place. You see Lashley yell at him. He said, because like Hook, they tried to like do the thing where he dumps him over the top, and like Hook got it wrong. Lashley had to fucking muscle his little body over, and then he just grabbed him and said, "Calm down."
Yeah.
He yelled. That was hilarious.
That was great.
Yeah.
So like the main event was tons of fun. It was put together really well.
It was.
A couple
Ricochet's
little small,
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, small timing things, but otherwise, I thought for the most part every segment was there to serve a purpose and advance something.
Yeah.
And not just something small, largely something that actually had some bearing on the story they were telling.
It's like a real pay-per-view build.
It is. Yeah. It is. Like I don't know how much more they're going to get out of Hangman versus Joe. Like, this match has got to be a stipulation or something.
You would
think
think
run it back with another standard one-on-one match. Yeah. I don't really get the point because Hangman's win was pretty decisive the last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, in theory, like when you have such a wild character shift with Joe, you could probably squeeze a couple matches out of it now to make it a trilogy. But the problem with a trilogy is like, do you think Joe would have to win one of these? And it's like he can't because the world title's on the line.
Yeah, he's not going to win the title.
Right. So yeah, you squeeze out the big Full Gear pay-per-view. Maybe MJF will come back at Full Gear and they'll build to like Revolution with MJF or something like that. And then something in between with like World's End. I don't know what that would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how much more they can squeeze out of it. I thought the reveal of Hangman, because at the end, they do this really silly thing. So we have the Fatal 4-Way. We'll just dive into it. We have the Fatal 4-Way. Well, they show some of Hangman's promo from Collision, and we get like a Hook promo. Says he's the underdog in there. He says Joe showed the world who he really was, but we already knew that. And then we have that match, like you said, a lot of fun, some clunky bits here and there. It ends up with Joe tapping out Hook with the cocaine clutch. Lashley's going to try to break it up, but he's too late. And I think, did Ricochet? Oh, no. Ricochet got chased up the ramp.
Yeah, after he blasted Lashley with the chair, and Lashley no-sold it.
So afterwards, Joe is in the ring. The Ops come there to celebrate with him. Shivani, in his Phantom of the Opera getup, walks to the ring for the interview, says, hey, we're going to have our creepy crawlies come out and have you sign the contract. And commentary keeps on saying, this is a really unusual contract signing because you've got like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, which of course was Hangman's costume the last
several years ago. Yeah, you have a cow, a chicken. I think someone dressed as meat.
Yeah, somebody dressed up as like bacon or something like that.
And then a couple other costumes.
It's all like cheap Spirit Halloween shit.
Yeah, 6 or 7 costumes maybe in all. Yeah.
So, of course, he's no fool.
Yeah.
And so he says, Joe asks for a mic. And he says, I want to ensure that this is the safest environment for me to sign this. So, Ops, make sure I'm safe. So they clear the ring of everybody except for the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, who they think is Hangman. So they grab him, they hold him so Joe can, jack him basically. So he rips off the mask and it's just some dude. And so Joe's like, he punches him, guy rolls out, and then he signs the contract. He asks for a mic. He says, as you can see, the Hangman isn't quite as creative as he used to be, but know this, your days are numbered. Soon you'll not be a champion, and what stands in front of you will be your AEW World Champion. So Shivani says, all right, the match is
Shivani's
official.
on the floor. He's on the floor right now. He's not in the ring.
I think he handed out the beers.
Oh, maybe he did.
I think he gave the beers, and he said celebrations are in order. Yeah. So he gives them the beer, and they take a little bit of time. So Shivani does the toast, and then he says, Hangman is the living embodiment of cowboy shit. And at that point, they do the switcheroo because at that point, Shivani had moved to the floor off screen.
Yeah.
And then a new Shivani appears and shows up behind
and
Joe.
says, and may long he reign. Yeah.
Yeah. And may long he reign. You look at the crowd because, the crowd that we see on Hardcam, obviously, Hangman is back as to them. And so he goes, gives a nut shot to, I think, Shibata, takes out Hobbs, and then he takes out Joe. And he does the big reveal. He takes off the mask and the wig, and he's got kind of. He's
got some padding in the gut and the hips and the butt area. Yeah.
Because Shivani's kind of a thicker dude. He's not. He's just old. He's old fat. Hilarious, and the crowd popped huge for it. So I love that kind of shit. I love that.
It was a fun bit. It was a fun bit. Also fun, Don Callis Family Summit. So ahead of that, Don has an interview. He tells Renee they're going to show the world that they've never been stronger. So he sees the Young Bucks and calls them over and says, it's criminal what this company has been doing to them. He says, I've said that you guys have said you've never joined the family, but I think it would help that to have a family have your back. Let me show you what I can do. He yells to the truck, hey, start their special entrance I arranged. We'll do more on that later when the Young Bucks have their match. But after that, actually, Callis' Brown Note theme hits. And the second time, I think Excalibur has referenced the Brown Note.
Yeah.
In regards to Callis' theme. So the entire Callis family, except for Takeshita, makes the way of the ring. And so they have a couple tables, like in a V arrangement with chairs. And they have, a painting that's covered with a piece of cloth behind Callis. So Callis welcomes everybody to the summit, says he's called it because there's been speculation of problems in the family, and I'm here to dispel the myth and address 4 important questions. So he says, Rocky, you're first. And Rocky says, the first question is, who is the Callis family? They're the largest and most dominant faction in wrestling today, and this is what he mentions Takeshita isn't there due to travel issues. And so he presents to the family a true masterpiece, and the painting is unveiled, and it's ripped Don Callis with the entire family behind him.
Everybody just buffed out.
Super jacked.
Yeah.
So Callis says, that's spectacular. And he says, all right, Josh Alexander, you're next. So Alexander says, the second question is what? What is the Callis family all about? So he throws the Tron to a highlight package, a about the family. Callis says, it wouldn't be a family gathering without hearing from Kyle Fletcher. So Fletcher stands and says, the third question to be answered is why? Why does the Callis family do what they do? And he says, when we joined the family, we all had to take an oath. So he produces a piece of paper with the entire oath on it. He starts to read it.
It's so long, too.
It's super long. And then he's entered by Takeshita's theme.
Yeah.
So Takeshita makes his entrance, and he's pissed.
Because they've said, he's had travel issues. He can't make it there.
Yeah. So he starts making his way to the ring, and Callis is like, take it easy.
And Okada's stone-faced.
He is.
He was kind of enjoying the festivities.
Yeah.
But then, he just
does
that.
So he puts his hand on Takeshita's shoulder to try to calm him down. Takeshita moves the hand off as Okada gets up and walks over to him. And Callis says, I see there's still tension brewing here. You know, Takeshita, I named you the Alpha when I put the Callis family together, but now we have an entire family of alphas, and because of that, all alphas, there's going to be some push and pull. There's going to be some issues, but at the end of the day, this is a family. It brings me to the final question. How does the family succeed? They succeed by listening to what I want.
Yeah.
There's no I in team, but there is I in family, and I decide what happens.
And he's yelling at this point.
Yeah, so he says, Takeshita, we built this family together on the ashes of Kenny Omega's career because I decide what happens. I decided that, Takeshi, you're the first in. You could also be the last out. I think he was supposed to say the first out.
Yeah.
So he says, put your ego aside and shake Okada's hand. So the crowd's chanting no. And Callis yells at Takeshita, shake Okada's hand. So it's not about ego. It's about your honor as a wrestler and a member of this family. So do it for me. If you do it for anything, do it for me. So Takeshi's like, all right, I'll do it for you, Don. He extends his hand. Okada extends his hand. He's about to shake. And then slowly brings up the middle finger.
And he starts
laughing.
He's so shitty.
He really is. It's great.
Yeah.
So the rest of the Callis family gets up to keep them apart. And Callis says, I can see there's still some work to do. Maybe, they need to show me that they can work together. So we're going to put you in a tag team match on Collision so you can show me and the world you can work like a family.
Now I'm just wondering, what, I got to watch this the Saturday night's main event when I got Collision coming up?
I know. This could be an essential story beat here coming up on Collision.
I think it will be an essential story beat. I'm happy to see that you're going to be Collision cowboying with me, Larson.
Well, that remains to be seen. I go find some sleeves, apparently, because I'm cold.
Oh, goodness. So we also have Statlander calling out Mercedes. We had a video package first hyping up Olympia's CMLL title match against Mercedes, but following that, that happens on Collision too. That's gonna be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Stacked Collision. Statlander has an interview. Says Mercedes embarrassed. So I'm gonna be there to support you in your match against Olympia. She says, but I know that you're here, and if you have trouble finding me, she says I'm the one with the title. You don't have the AEW Women's Championship. And then later on, they brawl. They make their way into the arena. Statlander picks up Monet, dumps her on the apron. Athena shows up out of nowhere, pulls Statlander off the apron, puts her in the ring. Monet hits her with a backstabber. Athena follows the no-face. Monet locks on a statement maker. Willow's music hits. Her and Harley run to the ring to chase them off. So that was that. Also, we had a fatal four-way.
Yeah.
To decide who's going to face Brodito for the tag titles at Full Gear. It was the Young Bucks, Jurassic Express, Jet Speed, FTR. Young Bucks got a huge Callis family entrance with just tons of pyro. Callis is trying to bring them into the family. He did a little thing with them beforehand.
Yeah, he's on the Tron doing the introductions.
Fun match. We had FTR getting the win with the Shatter Machine on Kevin Knight, but this match was a ton of fun. So it looks like it is going to be Brodito versus FTR.
FTR, yeah. That'll be a really good match.
That'll be a really good match.
Speaking of Brodito, we did have a video package later on about Bandito, where I guess for his match against Okada for the Unified title, he brought his grandmother to the show. And he said it was the first time his grandmother got to see him wrestle live.
That was cool.
It was very cool.
Neat. Yeah.
The women's tag team title tournament began. You had Sky Blue and Julia Hart take on Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata. Tekla helps Sky Blue and Julia Hart get the win. She shows up ringside, takes out Jamie with a spear. and allows Sky Blue and Julia to hit Queen Aminata with their finisher. Later on, Shivani interviews Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne. Ford says she tore her UCL. That sucks. That's the ligament in your elbow. That's the Tommy John surgery ligament.
Okay, yeah.
When pitchers tear that, they got to have the Tommy John surgery. So she says she's out indefinitely. She says those titles were their destiny, and she's going to show every woman the pain she feels now because that's what they deserve whenever she comes back. So Megan says, our fate may be delayed, but if any woman wants to step up, come forward. So Marina Shafir steps up and says, I'm listening. So Mox walks in and says, the two of them? Whoa, look out.
Whoa, look out. Whoa.
So apparently, I think on Collision, they have a match teaming. And if they win, I saw the results, so I don't want to spoil anything, but they have a match on Collision. And if they win that, they take, Marina will just take Penelope Ford's place.
Okay, all right. Cool. Who do they have in the first round then?
Was it Tony and Mina? No, it's Anna Jay and Ty Mello.
There you go.
I believe. So Darby keeps on going after the Death Rider. So the show kicks off with a tornado tag match. It's Orange Cassidy and Darby teaming up against Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. No surprise here. Darby and Orange get the win. Darby makes Yuta tap out to a Scorpion Deathlock.
I love that he uses that now. That's my favorite
cool
thing.
More on Darby later. So we also had Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly 2.
Mm-hmm.
So early on in the match, Mox finally seems like he has his shit together. He was actually fighting out of submissions or working out of submissions and putting out submissions of his own. He was actually dominating a good portion at the beginning of this match.
Yeah.
Invariably, Kyle O'Reilly gets the better of him, and they end up on the floor. Mox is looking for a Death Rider on a chair, but Kyle O'Reilly counters with a guillotine. The ref counts them both out. So Kyle slides back in the ring to plead with Aubrey to restart the match. So Marina gets in the ring and punches Aubrey Edwards. So Claudio runs in, and he and Mox start beating down Kyle. Roddy runs out to make the save. He hits Mox with a jumping knee. Claudio with an Olympic slam. Garcia and Yuta rush out to beat down Roddy. And then Darby, Orange, and Mark Briscoe run the ring to chase off Death Riders. Darby says, he has a mic, says, this has to end. Mox has said that I haven't suffered enough, but I'm going to give you a chance to suffer now and suffer some more. So then Mark says, yes, we found out a way to solve this problem. And Orange Cassidy's going to tell us what it is. And Orange doesn't want to do it at first. So Mark basically slams the mic into his chest. And still Orange doesn't want to do it. He shakes his head and just goes, blood and guts.
And then Mox, wide-eyed, you want, whoa, me and blood and guts. Yeah, that'll be fun.
That's cool. That's good. They're having 2 Blood and Guts matches at Blood and Guts.
That's pretty cool.
It's great.
It's going to be like the entire thing is going to be both Blood and Guts matches.
Yeah, it probably will be. It'd be 2 matches, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they tend to run pretty long.
When is that?
2 weeks, they said.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
I believe. Do we have question threads? I don't see one on Patreon.
Did I not do one on Patreon?
Doesn't look like it.
Boy, that's weird. But maybe not. I've neglected that before. I got 12 questions here on YouTube.
All right. We can fill at least 8 minutes with 12 questions.
We could do that. Skylar King says, which current WWE star would you want to get the Jinder Mahal treatment? Straight shot to the main event and winning a world title.
Carmelo Hayes.
Aleister Black. Carmelo needs to be built. He needs to be built. People would get behind that though. Maybe not. They can get behind him. All right, let's see here. Here are your.
What?
I'm trying to figure out what to give you for a blind rank here.
Oh, there's a couple options.
Yeah. There's several options.
Oh, I don't have a pen at my desk. Where'd my pen go?
So don't look at the YouTube. Don't look at the YouTube yet.
Oh, I'm not on the YouTube.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go with this one.
All right. Very well. What is it?
Jason Sear White, who is J2X,
Okay. Oh, okay.
the predictions winner.
How many entries are there going to be in this one?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Six. All right.
You're going to blind rank these Sacramento Kings players.
Oh, awesome.
Number 1, DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, he in terms of pure talent, he might be top 3 Sacramento Kings ever.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 1,000%. Yeah. Yeah.
He was so good.
He was so good.
He put up huge numbers for the Kings. Mm-hmm. And when Mike Malone was the coach,
oh, they gelled.
He was great, and the team was great.
Yeah.
God, what a terrible idea it was firing him.
Awful.
Terrible. I'm going to put Boogie at 3.
Okay. Next up, Doug Christie.
I mean, lockdown defender.
Yeah.
Hell of an uppercut.
Part of the greatest era of the Kings.
Yeah.
Hell of an uppercut, yeah. And the
Rick
current
Fox found out.
Poor sad sack head coach.
Yeah. I'm going to put him at 5.
Okay. Next up, Marvin Bagley.
Oh, I don't know. Jeez. He's got to be 6. To think the other players available in that particular draft.
I don't even want to think about it.
That was the Luka draft. Trae Young.
I don't want to think about it.
All right, Marvin's at 6.
There you go. I think that's probably a good move. Next up, De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron's really good.
He's really good.
And
what did he get injured with? I know he's on the Spurs now. What did he get injured with?
Oh, I don't know. It's a leg injury, I think. Of some
Is
sort.
it leg?
I think so.
Oof.
You know, if the Kings hadn't fired Mike Brown, who knows? He might still be on the team.
You know what? I have got a conspiracy theory about that.
Yeah.
I think that documentary Starting 5, he wanted out.
Yeah.
Because the narrative of that was Domas was the guy on the Kings.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. At the time, De'Aaron was the guy.
Yeah. Let me think. It's either 2 or 4 for De'Aaron. I got to think, is who else could be a contender for 1 and 2? It's Weber, Bibby, maybe Jason Williams, maybe the Wizard, Walt Williams.
Walt Williams, yeah.
Otis
Simmons.
Thorpe, Reggie Theus.
Oh, yeah.
Spud Webb.
Uh-huh.
Kevin
Mitch
Martin,
Richmond. Kevin Martin.
Rock.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Brad
I'm gonna roll the
Miller.
dice. I'm gonna. I'll put De'Aaron at 2.
Next up, number 55 himself, Jason Williams.
Incredibly talented.
Oh, my God.
Spectacular.
This dude is Mr. Highlight Reel.
Yeah.
He is the heir apparent to Pistol Pete.
But the consistency, I think, keeps him out of the number 1 spot. He was not a consistent player.
Consistency is overrated.
I'm gonna put Jay Will at 4.
Oh.
Tell me who's number 1. Is it Joe Klein?
Oh, God damn you, man. God damn it. Why do you have Domas at number 1? Oh, man. Get that guy off my team. Oh, that's
Hey, at least
funny.
he led the league in rebounding last year.
I like Domas. We're in basically a new team at this point.
You know who the Kings or Domas needs to call? Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem, yeah. See what he did with Wemby this year. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Domas,
Hakeem might look at him and be like, I don't know what to do with this.
if Domas learns some post moves other than barreling through people with his shoulder, because that's all he does.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I think you'd see his full potential.
Darius the Great says, since Absolute Batman recently hit a one-winged angel in a comic.
Oh, wow.
That makes me think that Daniel Warren Johnson it's probably the Batman annual because Daniel Warren Johnson's he's the do a powerbomb guy. I think he probably, because I know he did the Absolute Batman annual. That was probably in that. What superhero / wrestling move combo would you like to see next?
Imagine if Superman did a package pile driver.
That would be sick. I would like to see DC's Trinity, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman do a shield powerbomb to Darkseid through a table.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Let's see here. Gee whiz. Got a lot of blind ranking here. Lord Blake Whitehouse, who should win the Iron Survivor matches this year?
Javon Evans.
Sol Ruka.
Yeah, that'd be cool if Sol Ruka won.
Jesse Elsey says, my band is working on a new song called Burning Hammer. What are other wrestling moves that would make good song names? I'll say End of Days, but Jim Johnson already named End of Days, the Baron Corbin theme song.
Deep Six.
Deep Six. I mean, name a fucking move that wouldn't make a good song.
Yeah,
name.
a lot of them would.
A lot of them would.
Yeah.
One Winged Angel. That's great.
Yeah, that'd be great. Stone Cold Stunner.
Stunner. Yeah, Stone Cold Stunner. All right, that's going to do it for the show today.
Maybe if you want to fill the show out some more, I can do another blind power rank. Unless you want to
do one more,
overdo it. You can do
one more.
Do one more.
All right. Boy, oh boy. Let's see here. All right, we'll do. Oh yeah, you want a shoe one or a music one?
Let's do a shoe one. We haven't done a
All
shoe
right,
one before.
shoe one it is.
How many?
This is from Damon Cruz. We've got 7.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Are these Jordans?
It's all over the map, dude.
All right.
The Jordan 1.
Shit. It's up there with one of the most iconic sneakers ever. Oh, you can't put that at number 1.
You know, yeah.
It's what kicked off everything in terms of, not everything, but most everything in terms of the shoe game now. So yeah, Jordan 1.
Next up, my classic, my favorite, the Chuck Taylor.
I like the Chuck Taylor. It's got to be pretty high. Let me put the Chuck Taylor at 3.
At 3. All right. Nike SB.
Well, there's a lot of SB models.
Those are all over the map.
Yeah.
As a brand, I've always appreciated the design aesthetic, but even that's kind of all over the map.
Well, then they take some, like the dunks and update them somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
They've done that with some Jordan 4s too. I don't know. Since it's not a specific model, I'll put the Nike SB at 6.
All right. Crocs. They're very comfortable.
I don't. Yeah, I hear they're really comfortable. I don't own a pair of Crocs.
I do. They're very comfortable.
Yeah, they're really comfortable.
They're very functional. Obviously, I'm going to Walmart.
All right, I'll put Crocs at 5.
All right. Jordan 4s.
Oh, I love the look of the Jordan 4s.
They're beautiful.
They are great looking shoes. I mean, maybe aesthetically the best looking Jordans, or at least up there. I'll put them at 2. All right.
So this is one that I have not heard of before, but perhaps you have. Oh, okay. I guess I know what these are. Hey, dudes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know what these. Okay, yeah. I didn't know that this was what these were called. Okay.
I've never worn them. I've worn shoes like those before, but not those in particular, so I can't speak to their comfort.
They're like shoe slippers.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, right?
Slide-ons. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put the Hey Dudes at 7.
What spot do you have left?
4.
I think you got this right, dude. I think you got it right because next up, Adidas Ultra Boost.
I used to be huge on the Ultra Boost, but then I don't know what happened.
Did they lame out?
Yeah, they kind of did. They had their prime era.
Yeah.
And then they really altered the design of the shoes significantly, not just in terms of the looks, but in terms of like the tech. And they just weren't as comfortable. And then I feel like other companies have caught up with the Ultra Boost in terms of the comfort level that I don't even wear Ultra Boosts anymore.
Yeah.
Those are my go-to everyday shoes for the longest time. Now I wear Vomero 5s, Nike shoes.
There you go.
Those are my everyday shoes now.
All right. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the show today, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye. I should do this.
I got to do this then.